39. Galrons. The people are called Galrons and the galaxy called Gal tried to take over the Earth. How the Galrons took over the Earth. The people are called Galrons and the galaxy called Gal tried to take over the Earth. A generation of the Galrons of the year of 3050, and the day started like this. I woke up and heard a noise at the window and I got up to see what it was, and it was just a branch rubbing against my window. I started to go back to bed and the phone rang and it jumped me so bad I just could not answer the phone right away. Finally I got to the phone and picked it up, and it was a call from the president of Mars, and he said, "I want you to set up the troops to take over Earth. You will be ahead of the Jokers and train them for battle. In your command you will have 10,000 spaceships to get ready. There is 300,000 people to choose from. All you will need is 200,000 to run the ships. If you need a space station, there will be one in orbit. The pay will be $10,000 a month. When do I start?" "Be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock sharp." I said I would be there and hung up. I took a shower and got dressed. I went over to where I was working and told them I quit and started to walk out the door. The boss came over to find out why I quit. He said, "Where do you think you are going?" I said, "I quit." He said, "Oh, no you can't." I said, "Why?" "Because you are fired. I found a better job than working here making ships that can't fly. If they do fly they crash and burn. I don't know how you sell them anyway. We sell parts that will fix whatever is wrong with them, and the parts are better than what is made and comes with the Galron 2 spacecraft. If one of them happens to crash and burn we are not liable for it. With every Galron 2 spacecraft sold there is a contract that states we are not liable for anything that goes wrong. And they have to buy the parts from us and us only. If they break the contract and buy parts from someone else, that is their problem, because we have the right to discontinue sending them any parts at all. That means some of the parts we make, and we make only just for that ship. So that means that without them parts they will not fly. So let them buy their parts somewhere else. So that is why I quit, and by the way I have a better job and we are going to build our own ships and put you out of business." He said, "We will see about that," and walked off. I left and went home to get some rest because morning is going to come quick. When I got home my wife was there. She just got home from working in the same place that I do. I asked her if she wanted to go to work for me. She said, "How can I go to work for you? You work for the same company that I do." I said, "Not after today. I quit this morning and I have been talking to my boss and I told him why I quit." She said, "Why did you quit anyway?" I told her it was because of how they made their ships. She said, "That is no reason." I said, "Well, the main reason is someone called me today and gave me a job that will pay $10,000 a month and I took it." She said, "Wow. Where do you work?" "And I will work for, no problem. I am going to be in charge of building ships and training people to run the ships, and we are going to invade the Earth and take it over." She said, "That sound like fun. When do we start?" "In the morning at 8 o'clock. By then it was 9 p.m. and we went to bed, but we just could not sleep. I was thinking about how I was going to set up and build ships that will travel that far and come back after fighting a battle and win or lose make it back home. This means that the ship must have a force field and lasers that will cut anything in half." I must have fell asleep because the next thing I heard was the alarm going off. It was 6 a.m. already. I got up and took a shower and got dressed. Caddy got up right after I did and was ready right after I was. We sat down and had some breakfast. I said, "Are you ready to go to work at your new job?" I said to myself, "She has been working in the office and I do not know what she did all this time because I just never asked." Everyone that worked there did not know what everyone did because we was not supposed to know what everyone else did for work, so I never asked and she would not have told me anyway. But no, it is different now because I run the show. When I got to the office and opened the door, there was a secretary at a big desk. I asked her if President John J. Jones was in. She said, "Sit down and he will be right with you, Robert Hall Banders." She make a call and then she said, "Go right in." I got up and walked to the door and opened it. As I opened the door slowly I saw a man in a big chair in back of a great big desk. As I walked in the man said, "Come right in and have a seat." "You must be Robert Banders," I said. "Yes I am." "Well, first things first. What will you need to get things on the road?" I said, "The first thing I need is a big building to start making our own ships and parts." The president seemed surprised. "You want to make your own ships?" I said, "That is what I want to do because I used to make and design the ships that are out there and they are not safe and will not go very far without rebuilding every ship you have." "What do you mean?" "I mean that once you buy a new ship all the parts are seconds and all the top quality parts are sold aftermarket. That is why the ship is so cheap to begin with. But if you want to keep the ship in the air for any length of time you will have to order all new replacement parts for every ship." The president was not very happy when he heard that. I would not be either if I had bought and ordered 10,000 ships from that same company. I said, "Did you think about and read the contract that came with every ship that was sent to you?" The president said, "No, I did not read even one of the contracts. I thought it was for the replacement parts only." I said, "You had better read the contract and see what else is in it besides that." When I designed the spacecraft all the new parts in top of the line was going in the spacecrafts and all the parts aftermarket was going to top of the line too. But the company could not sell them at that cost so they improvised. The president was not pleased at all and I could see it in his face. Finally he said, "I am glad I hired you for the job and no one else. Maybe the mission will be a success." He said after that, "Whatever you need you will get and you have my full support. I want to call the project, to take over the Earth, Jokers." The president said, "So from now on we will refer everything that has to do with this project called, Jokers. Your office is down the hall and your name is on the door. If you need anything just ask your secretary. I have not hired a secretary yet so that is the first thing you will want to do." I said, "That was the easiest part." "Why is that?" "My wife needs a job and I think it will work out fine. If I am going to get started I better leave." I got up and started to the door. The president said, "If you need anything that you cannot get let me know." "I will," I said. I left the room with my wife beside me and we found our office. As we walked into our office I said, "Can you handle taking orders from me all day?" Caddy said, "I don't mind, but how much does it pay? How much do you want to make?" "I want 4,000 a month." "That is fine with me and go to work." "What do you want me to do?" "I want you to see if there's a building big enough to set up a plant to make the ships we need. Then I want you to find someone that in the company that is in charge of shipping and someone that can take charge and run the plant. Then find the sergeant so we can get started setting up the troops and training them." I said, "That will do for a start." Caddy said, "It sounds like fun." I said, "You bet." She started to make some phone calls and I went back into my office and I was almost done looking at the ship's logs when the phone rang and I picked it up and it was the president of Galron. He wanted me to come to a conference in his office in 10 minutes. When I got to his office and walked in he said, "Well, how do you like it here so far?" I said, "Well, there is one thing I would like to know." He said, "What is that?" I said, "I need someone that knows everyone in the plant and what they can do." He said, "I have got just the man for you and I will send him to your office as soon as possible." "Well then let's get down to business. Your job will be to get the fleet ready for battle within 3 months. I said, "It is going to take me at least 6 months to get everything ready for even and little battle, let alone a full-scale battle." He said, "All the people that you will be working with are highly trained officers and they are ready for battle. The ships are all ready and waiting for you to say let's go." I said, "I don't know who told you that the fleet is ready for battle and waiting command." But the ships will be lucky just to leave the dock without crashing into something. The ships are very old and need a lot of repair before they are ready to leave the docks. He said, "How do you know this?" I said, "I checked out all the ship's logs on all the ships and every one of them needs one thing or another just to fly out of the docks. That is why they are in the docks in the first place, is to get repairs, and some of them need major repairs." "Who told you that the fleet was ready to fight a big battle anyway?" He said, "Now I know why they replaced him now." I said, "No one told you the difference until now?" He said, "Not until you come and told me about how bad the fleet is and how much repair all the ships really need." I said, "The thing is why I was hired is they have some problems that they cannot solve and I know how to fix them. I really need almost a year just to fix all the ships that need repair and got them up and running the way they should be." He said, "Take all the time you need to fix all the ships and get the fleet back online." I said, "Thank you, and I will keep you informed of the progress of how the fleet is coming along." He said, "You can get back to work now, I have something to do." I left the office, and when I got back to my office my wife said, "The guy that hired us is in your office waiting for you and he did not say what he wanted." I walked into my office and the first thing he said was, "I'm glad someone stood up to the old goat because he keeps sending out the ships to fight but the ships never return because they are in bad shape when they leave here and they just don't have a chance even to make it to the line of battle, let alone make it back. He told me all about your little talk and he chewed me out because I did not tell him earlier. Then he said, we could have saved a lot of people on the missions if I had known about how bad the ships are in need of repair. I would have never sent all those people to their deaths." Written by James Galron for the Wish newspaper.